சரியான பெரிய பாம்புண்டு.
That you can touch.
Python.
Most of these snakes are distinctly not. I do have one more snake for touching. We have more lizard species than any other country on earth. But we also have over half of the world's pythons. So we're pretty famous for pythons. Apart from venomous snakes, we get
உலகின்ற பைத்தனில் அரவாசி இங்கே நிற்கிறாமண்ணே ஆஸ்திரேலியாவில்.
This one here is for touching. Quite a common snake is the coastal carpet python. From up in Queensland and northern New South Wales, we get the
கோஸ்டல் கார்பெட் பைத்தன். கார்பெட் மாதிரி இருக்குன்னு.
The diamond python is the one we're getting.
எல்லாருக்கும் தடவி பார்க்கறதுக்கு சான்ஸ் இருக்கு.
Only a little carpet.
No, you don't. You can't have it. You just can't. Take the snake home with you.
So yeah, commonly in Australia, we get the diamond python, which is just really like a colour variation of a carpet. They're the same species, just different subspecies.
Is that another snake?
You know Palunga? You know Palunga? Pambu?
Pambu, yeah.
Pambu. You know Pambu?
Yeah, I know.
Are there
Big camel.
any more wildlife?
Pambu.
That's how I tell what people's language is.
Pambu.
Pambu
Pambu, yeah.
or Palunga is a Sinhalese.
Yeah, Sinhalese right there.
Oh, look at that. He's coming right up.
அவருக்கு தமிழ் தெரியும். இது பாம்பு கொண்டு கேட்டார். இந்த பாம்பு தான் நான்
You can touch this snake, that's all right.
I really like snakes. Yeah, you don't go by this way.
Oh, some carpets bite you over and over again. They're really defensive. This one isn't. And what I found is the Sydney's diamond python.
சரியான டேஞ்சரஸ் பாம்பு இது. பறக்கிற பாம்பு மாதிரி இது பாருங்க.
One thing he loves to do the most. When you approach him, and he gets the opportunity, our snake likes to. Act weird.
Pretty weird, yeah.
Now when the brown snake sees a hidey hole, you watch what he does.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
Hide. He's a hiding, scaredy snake. So would you like to give the brown snake a round of applause for being a star? Done before I start another show. That was a thing. At a country fair, a guy would pull out. Sadly though, none of these remedies actually worked. They believe they work because the people that usually got bitten by snakes were very tolerant to snake bite. Hang on, let me just double check it's the right snake. He certainly is. This species here.
Oh.
And he did a poo too. He's called the... What's that snake? It's called a tiger snake. Tiger snakes got named from specimens like this one. They're banded like that. But not all tigers are banded. Some are just one colour. This is the specimen that they would have named tiger snake after us. Same family as cobras, but they're very, very not cobra-like. The name Death Adder came from a bit of a misunderstanding. They started calling it a Death Adder because originally, when they came across this snake, it was just sitting there and didn't move. So they thought that it was death. No, they thought it was death. They started calling it a Death Adder. And some, I'll save that for later. This guy.
ஊர்வன இங்கே நிற்கிறேன் நிறைய காட்ட போகிறார்.
This is a very historical snake. This is the first that ever got a mention. First snake that ever got a scientific description in Australia was this species here. Must have been very common around Sydney Harbour. When Europeans first arrived in Australia, they would have come across all these creatures and none of them seen anywhere else in the world. And this snake was featured in the very first book on Australian animals, before it was even known as Australia. At that point they were still calling Australia New Holland. And in the book, The Zoology of New Holland, there's an illustration of this species. The very first snake the rest of the world got to know came from Australia.
Oh my God. Oh.
Now, you know where I catch these? At this showground sometimes.
Oh my God. Blacktown showground.
Across the road, I caught one over there.
Blacktown showground la
The
பிடிச்ச
red-bellied black snake, very common.
ஆஸ்திரேலியாவில் பொதுவான சாமான்.
If I show you the red-bellied black snake up close, you might notice something that I noticed. Underneath the red-bellied black snake, they're not even red. They've got red sides to their body. So, the very first name for this snake wasn't the red-bellied black snake. They started calling it the crimson-sided snake. The crimson-sided snake.
Started freaking out there.
Much better name than red belly, but we're stuck with red belly these days. Also called them the common black snake as well. Now, when I catch one of these in people's yards, the first question they usually ask me is, how deadly is the red belly black snake? Do you know how deadly it is? I can tell you by how many people have actually died from a red belly black snake. Right. Why is this thing so terrible? Guess how many people have actually died?
Minions?
It's gone now.
Oh, it's hidden.
இதுன்னு சொன்னியா பின்னுக்கு போய் ஒளிஞ்சிட்டார் அந்த பட்டைக்கு பின்னால்.
So the exact number, I can tell you, of people that have died from red-bellied black snake, and that is 0. 0 confirmed deaths. for bites on this snake. Doesn't mean you shouldn't worry about getting bitten by one. If you do get bitten by one, you should seek medical attention. It is medically significant. There's a lot of pain and swelling too, and sometimes tissue damage. The red bellies are very shy. So if you ever see one, you're not in any danger. They just slither away. Actually, there might be one even over here later on for all we know. Sometimes I've done a show and someone's come over to me and said, hey, there's a snake over there. And I jump out of the pit and go and see. My favourite thing is to come across Australia's... No. As well. I think these eat ground snakes more than the other way around. So, that's the first snake of the show.
உள்ளுக்கு போட்டார்கள் அடுத்து.
Now, the next snake is much more venomous. But the next snake is the only example we have of a highly venomous ambush predator. Most of our snakes are large, active foragers like this red-bellied black snake is.
இந்த பேக் உள்ள எல்லாம் ஸ்னேக் பாம்புலாம் நிற்கிறார்.
Yeah, this snake here. This is the only example we have of a highly venomous ambush predator. Most of our snakes are active foragers. They're very mobile. This snake just sits and waits. It's very common around Sydney Harbour.
Do you remember how?
It is much less common now in Sydney and restricted to the outskirts of Sydney. But it was one of the first snakes the rest of the world got to know came from Australia. Ooh. What is that thing? What is that thing? I'm going to go no. Can I hold the venomous snake? No. I'm not even going to hold it. It's called a death adder. That's a death adder. You heard of the death adder? Not a very good name, is it? The death adder. How do you get the public to like a snake that's got a name called a death adder? They sit there waiting for their prey. Very lazy snakes. But they're one of the fastest striking snakes in the world. They just... This one doesn't strike too much though. Sometimes it'll be defensive. Most of the time it just sits there like that. This is Sydney death adder. And what I found with Sydney death adders is they are pretty passive for some reason. Certainly you're walking along, the danger of an ambush predator is if you're walking along and you actually trod on one. They might bite you, but this one might bite. You're not even guaranteed being bitten by a death adder by treading on one. Or sitting. Now in countries with the highest rates of snake bite deaths, they have snakes that are mainly ambush predators, like vipers. We don't have any vipers in Australia. This is the only viper-like that we have.